Certainly look forward to a great challenge here in the conference tournament after a very tough season in the always tough Southeastern Conference. We felt like we had a challenging year and certainly had our moments, but look forward to these next few days here in Atlanta against some very competitive teams, and know that it's going to be a very competitive tournament. It's been a great year. Felt like here in the year, and I think our team has played well, especially doing our home slate, and been very challenging on the road as well. And know that these next few days are very important for us.
All right, we'll take your questions for either of the student athletes. If you'll raise your hand, and we'll get a mic to you. Go ahead.
For both you guys, both of you mentioned the other day how you need to get better on defense in this tournament in particular. This late in the season, how do you do that? How do you find a way to be better on defense?
Johnny, you take that first.
I think it's just effort. You know what you got to do. You play the team, twice already. Maybe this will be your third time. So you know what you got to do. It's just about just being mentally ready and just going out and executing.
Yeah, I agree with Johnny. I think it's refocusing, watching more film on your free time, knowing the player that you're going up against better. And obviously, as he said, we played him a couple times before, so it's all about just executing and doing it.
Have another question down front? Go ahead.
This is for both Andre and Johnny, but I'll start with Johnny first. Just what's it like coming into the environment here? I know you guys have played better on the road in raucous environments. It may be a little bit quieter here, maybe a little bit more sparsely filled. How do you guys sort of create the energy inside this environment to sort of give yourself that motivation?
I think it starts inside the locker room. You gotta get your team pumped up. We're ready to play. We really ready to come out and play, and that's where it starts. It starts inside the locker room. So that's pretty much what we got to do.
Same for Andre.
I think our guys have a great deal of excitement right now. I mean, it's the SEC tournament. We have guys on our team never played in this before. Young guys. This being my fort. Well, I've been playing in it a couple times, so. Everybody's excited, especially knowing how, rocky our season was, some games we didn't do as well in, and we're anxious to play.
Other questions for student athletes? Go ahead.
Kind of along that line, you mentioned it's been rocky. How much do you guys feel like this is an atonement that you guys have to make here? It's 4 days where you can sort of make up for maybe missed opportunities on the road or games where you haven't done what you've wanted to do. Do you feel like that's sort of the theme coming into this one is atonement?
Is that both players? Okay, Johnny, would you take that first?
I think we just got to take it one game at a time. We can't worry about the past. It's a 4-game season right now, so you take it one game at a time. You get one win, then you move on to the next. So I think that's how you handle business down here.
Andre?
Definitely. Same as Johnny. You got to focus on what's ahead. You can't think about the past. We understand things happen, but this is a challenge that's been placed in front of us, and it's time for us to go out and execute and want to win.
Another question? Go ahead.
For both of you guys, Coach Johnny mentioned the other day that Alabama is a lot different than when you guys played them. They're doing some different things, and one of their big guys is out. Have you been able to gauge what they've done well and differently since you played them, and what you have to do to adjust to that?
Andre, you want to take that one first?
Oh, yeah, they've done a number of things, but I think more importantly is focus is on our guys in our locker room and what we do. I think if we can make sure that we do the great things that we can do as a team, focus and take our game plan into the game, then the things that they do won't really matter to us if we're locked in.
Johnny?
I think just to go off what Andre said, it starts with us. We got to come out and make sure we execute because, like I said, you play teams, 2 or 3 times, and they're, changing things around this time of year. So you just got to come out and be mentally ready.
Any other questions for either student athletes? Raise your hand. All right, fellas, we'll excuse you. You can return to the locker room. Thanks. And we'll continue on with Coach Jones. Questions for Coach. If you'll raise your hand, we'll get a floor mic to you. Go right back to the front.
Hey, Johnny. I think it was Johnny the other day mentioned that Alabama zone gave you guys some trouble that first time. That's been so long ago. Forgive me. Are they more 2-3 or 1-3-1, and do you think you'll see a lot of that?
Yeah, the zone starts off mostly as 2-3. They start off kind of in 1-1-3 look, and they set up. It gets to after a couple of passes. they're back in the 2-3, but they've done a great job in terms of trying to guard the interior, trying to make you play up over top and make sure that they put Johnny in traffic. And they did a great job. And you have to make sure that you're shooting the ball well against them from the perimeter. And if your perimeter shots are falling, then you make it a little bit more difficult for them to stay back in that defense.
Other questions for Coach? Hands up. Go ahead.
I'll flip around the question I asked you the other day about maybe playing zone because of the big dome. Have you gotten a sense for, especially Andre and Hickey, I guess, how they might shoot in this environment? I think Stringer played here 3 years ago, so he's maybe used to it. But have you kind of talked to them about how it is a little bit different?
No, I hadn't talked about it, and I think the good thing is we have an opportunity to practice here today. And I think that would consist mostly of shooting, trying to get a feel of the depth perception here in the arena. And we have to understand that everybody will be kind of in the same situation. And so we'll look forward to it. And those guys are good shooters, Ollie. I think you have to lock yourselves in on the basket, on those rims, and get out there and play. And that's what you really have to focus on. So I think in terms of those guys who are our outside shooters will have the ability of locking themselves in and playing well.
Okay, question down front.
Kind of along the lines that I asked Johnny and Andre, you guys have gone through your own kind of struggles and your own kind of ups and downs this season, but when you come in here, some people would say you look at the draw in front of you and there's favorable matchups to get on a roll. Do you sort of see that yourself as a coach? I know you pay attention to how the seedings and stuff sort of shake out. Do you look at the bracket in front of you and think this is a time of year and a setup you guys can kind of get rolling in this venue?
Yeah, we really look at all most of the positives, things that really happened to us this year and that occurred, and how close we were on some other situations, and how well and how tough we fought really all year long and been very competitive. And that's important to us. And now you've got another opportunity in what we like to call a third season to have an opportunity to come out against some great competition. Everybody will be vying and playing and trying to put themselves in a position over these next few days to win a championship, cut down nets, and hopefully at some point hang banners. And we just happen to be one of those teams, and we have to have an edge about ourselves, because we know that every team in this conference have shown on any given night that they can play well and be victorious, and we got to make sure that we guard one against that. And the other thing is we have to make sure that we understand how close we are to being that team, and we need to play to that.
Other questions for Coach? Go ahead.
Have you come up with any kind of no sleep schemes or anything? Talk to Dale about any kind of stuff that you might put to use?
No, we just got to make sure that these guys that we've been fortunate enough to have all year long, that hopefully they're playing with an edge and at their best. And if they do that, we'll get plenty of sleep at the appropriate time. Did he really not sleep? I wasn't in there. You have to ask Higgs. He was up in there. I think Coach had his number, kept him up.